Hello everyone, this is Dan from US MX Football here, and today we'll be discussing Chelsea 2, Palmeiras 1 in the quarterfinals of the FIFA Club World Cup. So right off the bat, all I have to say is I freaking told you guys. Estêvão would score his first goal of the Club World Cup against us, and it would be a freaking banger. I'm really not mad though. I kind of, if anyone was going to score from Palmeiras, I kind of wanted it to be him, and the fact that it was such an awesome goal, I don't know, I kind of don't care. So let's get into the game a little. We'll get into the lineups. Chelsea, so the interesting thing, the talking point about this one, Badiashile, I believe, was injured, so he wasn't able to start. Chalobah came in, and Reece James was going to start. He was on the team sheet announced like an hour before, but at the last second, Andrey Santos ends up filling in because Reece got injured in training. And it's not bad though, because I recently saw he posted today that he's fine. So probably just a little minor injury. I'm really glad we handled it this way, and that it happened before the match, not during, and that he's fine now. So not too much to worry about. So back line of Cucurella, Colwill, Chalobah, and Gusto. Sanchez in goal, with Andrey Santos and Enzo as the pivots, with Nkunku on the wing, Neto on the right, Cole Palmer down the middle, behind Liam Delap. So a big thing about this game I want to say is just the mobility of Chelsea. That's what I really wanted to talk about in our attack, in that there were moments, and particularly with that first goal, where you have Cucurella dropping into the back line, coming into the midfield. You have Chalobah sometimes going into the midfield, dropping out Andrey Santos as like that linchpin to kind of hold, I don't want to say hold everyone back, but just kind of keep the transition at a steady pace, so to speak. And Cole Palmer just finding any diagonal pass to either run into, feed a ball into an attacker. And all that shifting and movement really messed with Palmeiras' press, if you notice, with that first goal, because Chalobah steps into midfield, and you have a few players just kind of confused on where to mark. And with that space, he's able to pick out Palmer, who, also big shout out to Liam Delap for kind of pulling away, I believe it was, I don't remember exactly who it was, but pulling away the Palmeiras defender to create space for Palmer to then run into and create that beautiful goal. So a very complex system that Maresca has built that obviously has taken time, but we're seeing the fruits of his labor, and I'm really impressed with how he's come along. Estêvão as well looked decent, but I don't want to be too harsh on him, because he was I don't want to say pocketed because he scored a beastly goal, but Cucurella, I want to say, handled him mostly well. But it was a little bit weird because Estêvão was on the left rather than the right, with Alan on that right hand side, but he would kind of switch, because in the second half when he scored that goal, he was more on the right. So he was kind of moving around a little bit too, but Cucurella did an excellent job holding them down. And that's not a mark against Estêvão, because, I mean, how many other more mature elite attackers has Cucurella just pocketed for an entire 90? So Estêvão did really good with the limited chances he had. And Palmeiras, I thought they looked okay. They're also a very young team like Chelsea, and players like Richard Rios I thought really impressed me. Another one was Alan. I thought he was okay on the other side of the wing. Vitor Roque wasn't that impressive. He didn't have many opportunities, but there were a few chances he scared us. But I think it was an overall pretty solid performance from us. We were in control most of the game. And shout out Malo Gusto. He had an okay game as well. Probably his best game actually at the Club World Cup. And it's good to see him get some confidence from that goal, which actually they didn't give it to him. It was an own goal in the end, but you know, for the real ones, it was Malo's goal. Bit of a rant though. I kind of want FIFA to change the rules with own goals, in that if a player creates the opportunity, like kind of forces the own goal, like in that case Malo forced the own goal, they should at least give him an assist, right? I think that's only fair. And I feel like that should also be the case with penalties, that the player who wins the penalty kind of gets the assist for that, but minor tangent. Chelsea did an excellent job controlling, dominating the game. Palmeiras were up for it. The fans were insane at Lincoln Financial, the Palmeiras fans in particular. The Chelsea fans, I saw a guy, who was it? Someone over at Chelsea Fan TV, when I was watching the fan cams, made a good point in that our presence at this Club World Cup has only gotten better with each game, which you kind of expect when you're making a deep run. But our sport wasn't bad in a 60,000 seater capacity stadium. The Chelsea fans showed up, and yeah, they weren't the Palmeiras fans, but I thought we made a good account of ourselves, to be honest. So the fans were great. Maresca, tactics impressive. The substitutions I thought were okay for what we needed. We saw João Pedro make a cameo appearance, his debut. He looked excellent, probably better than the lap, if I'm being honest, and that's with very limited training, which is really impressive, right? This guy got on the plane, flew to Miami, did some kippy ups, filmed the video, and then hopped on another plane ride to Philly for this game. So he probably had like one training session and put up an excellent performance. And previewing that next game versus Fluminense in the semifinals is going to be crazy because it's Thiago Silva's team, and I don't have like a Brazilian team I support, but ever since Thiago Silva moved to Fluminense, I've kind of become an honorary fan of theirs. And now that João Pedro kind of came through their academy, I have another connection to him. So it's going to be really emotional, I want to say. Not for me, because I'm barely started following him, but for JP and I think the whole squad who was there who was around when Thiago Silva was here. It's going to be really emotional for them to put up a good performance, but I think they'll be professional. And with Liam Delap out for the next game, totally expect João Pedro to start over Nicholas Jackson, especially because he's Brazilian. I feel like Maresca's he's gonna play into that mentality. He's like, JP knows how to handle these guys. So I'd be surprised if Nico gets into but you know what? If Nkunku, I don't know how Maresca felt about Nkunku on the left, because I can totally see João Pedro and Nicholas Jackson up top with Neto and Palmer as like the two 10s or just on the wings. I can totally see that happening, but overall, very solid performance. Esugu came on a little at the end, didn't have much to do. Oh, the other one was Noni and Kieran Dewsbury Hall came on. Noni Madueke, he's got a lot of Arsenal links, a lot of rumors saying he's going to leave the club. It feels weird seeing him and Nkunku get some minutes, because it's like you want to get behind your players, but at the same time with all these rumors about, and especially Noni, joining other teams, Nkunku with Spurs, Noni with Arsenal, it's hard to get really invested and behind him with such like a tumultuous time. But if they do score and kind of celebrate saying, nah, I'm here to stay, I think that'll be a big moment. Because I do like Noni. I don't want him to leave. I think he can evolve to be a better player, and I really don't want to see him in an Arsenal jersey, even though if we get good money for him. Anywhere other than those filthy Reds. And same with Nkunku. He's kind of been impressive. Hasn't been playing in his preferred position. They've moved him on the left. But he did a good job. He's not a runner, so we shouldn't expect that from him. But as far as controlling a game, running into space, he's pretty good. So very, very solid performance from the Chelsea. Palmeiras were decent, and we have Fluminense to look forward to in the next game. So we'll have a preview on that. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out of here. Peace.